Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Masculine men face reality. Masculine men, that's one thing. If you're going to be masculine, a man has to face the reality. We look, not facing the reality of living in a fantasy, that's something for children, that's something for women. For a man, if he really gonna be in his masculinity, it's important he faces the reality, not so much as what's out here. That, of course, that's reality, but the reality of his own situation, whatever he gotta do. Hey, you gotta face the reality that you're not living the way you wanna live. You gotta face the reality that you might not get that dime. That's a reality until you deal with yourself. See, one thing a masculine man, he's going, first of all, it's reality to face his own issues. That's the first thing, first and foremost. He ain't going to sit around blaming everybody else, because a masculine man is going to take responsibility for his own life. So if he's having problems, he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. He ain't going to blame the theys, as I will talk about on my Deep Thought channel. He ain't going to blame other people. He ain't going to say, well, you know, something wrong with these women, they don't want me. Let me talk about that, because let's be real. A lot of guys, when they're talking about becoming masculine, it's about getting that woman. It's about getting that feminine woman. But the guy is constantly rejected. Well, okay, if a man has been rejected by 20 women, what do I always say? He got to look at himself, because he is the only thing they have in common. And rest assured, I say the same thing to women. I've said that on my woman's channel. But see, we talking about this, the men's channel. This is overwhelmingly men who support this channel. Let me be clear on that. Like, the numbers, like 95% of the supporters of this channel are men. So I'm talking to the men. And as men, we have to face reality. See, one thing. See, women, they don't have to face reality, because despite everything, there's still a man's world. There's still a man's world. For the time being, men still running stuff. I don't care who gets elected. I don't care. If you talk about keeping order, creating businesses, creating economies, enforcing order, that's still men. This is still a man's world. See, we don't have time to play around. See, women, they can be in their little fantasy. We don't. Like, you got some women fantasizing, they going to get some 6-figure or 7-figure man. We can't fantasize like that. You know, well, I would hope you ain't fantasizing for men, but we can't fantasize about getting that, like that dime. Some do, but the reality is we got to deal with our environment, because if we keep it in order, we got to face the reality of a situation. We can't be sitting back thinking, oh, this is going to change or somebody else is going to fix it. A masculine man by nature fixes his own problems. If something's going on in the neighborhood, that masculine man's gonna step out and say, hold up. Can't be selling your shit around, or y'all can't be doing this. That's what it is. You know, like I always tell the story when I had to catch this young dude coming across my yard. Now, this dude was physically bigger than him. Now, if I was on some fantasy, I'd be like, oh Lord, oh great pumpkin. Will you stop that man from coming across my yard? That young boy, those young boys. No, I had to get my ass out there. Now, we could have been armed. Like I say, he was physically bigger than me. He's physically bigger than me. I didn't know what he was carrying on. But that's what a man does. I faced the reality. Some guys were coming across the yard. The reality was I had to do something. I couldn't say, put up a sign or something hoping they wouldn't come. I had to say something and let them know, nah, you don't do this. You know? And shit, there's a couple other times I had to do some stuff. But that's what a man does. They face the reality. They don't wait for somebody else. They don't sit back and wait for somebody else to fix the problem. If there's a problem, men fix it. You know, let children play, whatever they gonna do. Let little children play, even little boys play. Let them have their fun. But once you a man, you gotta face what's going on. And you know, let me get back into that relationship thing. You gotta face as a man, this is who you want to get. Now, if you don't like it as a man, you got to change some stuff about yourself. If you constantly getting threes, you don't like it, you don't get mad at the women. You don't get mad at them. You face the reality, that's what you getting. If you don't like it, you face the reality, you got to change some stuff about you so you can get better women. And then even when some women do some foul stuff, you got to face the reality that you chose her. You chose her. I don't care. Yeah, we talk about women choosing the men, but they don't hold a gun. You got to choose her back. Why you let that woman in your home to begin with? She tearing up. Why you let her in your space, your boundary? As a man, you got to face the reality is you control that boundary. Women can choose all they want. As a man, you control it. You control how you living. And you know, on Saturdays, tomorrow, you know I'm going to do a Sovereign Saturday thing. That's part of sovereignty. You controlling who's coming in your circle, who's not. You controlling, you know, some guys saying, well, you get some women out here that want you to spend money. Okay, well, you control that. She can't hold a gun to your head, and if she say, well, I ain't going to go out with you unless you spend money. Yeah, like, you know how I say it. I say you look at it and be like, damn, you got a fat ass too. Oh, well. Hey, you have a good life. You have a good life. You don't have to put up with anything. Like a story I told before, and I'll tell it right here. You know, when I called this woman up now, we had met, this back in the day, met over the phone, right? Met over the phone, had a mutual friend, right? And she is, I remember, called her, right? We talking. She said, well, she got a guy over. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I don't, you know, I'll get back with you later. She was like, oh, no, we can talk. So I was like, okay, we talking. All of a sudden, she said, Ron, we got to get off the phone. He putting on this coat and leaving. I was like, yeah, that's what you supposed to do, dude. He might never know what I look like, my name, anything. But I respected that dude because he did that. He would have been a punk if he sat there and she talking to me while he over there to get some. Let's be real, he over there to get something. She talking to me. See, that's what a man does. He was masculine. He didn't put up with it. Like, as a man, you don't put up with anything. You face the reality. You be true. You don't have any you don't go through life with any fantasies about anything. You deal with the reality that is facing it. And if you don't like it, as a man, you change it. As a man, you change it. You don't ask somebody else to change it. You don't pray or whatever. Pray to whatever deity to change it. As a man, you got control. But you got to face the reality of something to even change it. And that's just who we are. That's what it means to be a man, all right? I want y'all to really think about that, all right? I want y'all to really, really think about that. Now, that's all I have for right now. But if you want to be masculine, one of the things in being masculine is facing reality, all right? So I want y'all to do that, all right? Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.